The Supreme Court has dismissed the plea seeking a ban on BBC documentary. Weeks after a massive uproar over the BBC Modi docu-series, a plea seeking a restriction on the documentary has been scrapped by the Supreme Court. This could be big news coming in. Let's quickly get in Anisha Mathur from Delhi for the latest on that. Anisha, what does this mean? Because the government had given an advisory that it needs to be restricted. Does that mean there will be no restriction right now? What exactly has the Supreme Court dismissing a plea seeking ban says?
Well, first of all, the interesting point about this particular petition is that it has not just sought a ban on the documentary, it had also sought a ban on the British Broadcasting Corporation, that is the BBC and BBC India, from operating in the territory of the country. Secondly, it had sought an NIA investigation, and I'm reading from the petition here. It had asked for directions to the NIA to initiate investigation against the anti-India and anti-Indian government reporting / documentary films, including its employee journalists in India, and to submit an inquiry report. So effectively what this petition filed by Hindu Sena President Vishnu Gupta had asked for is not just a ban on the documentary, but the ban on the BBC itself from operating in Indian territory. And that is why the Supreme Court very clearly saying that this is a very misconceived petition. The Supreme Court cannot pass such orders. And when Senior Advocate Pinky Anand, who was appearing for Vishnu Gupta, argued that this is something that is done repeatedly by this particular corporation, that at the time of Kashmir, at the time of the Nirbhaya incident, and now with this Gujarat issue, the BBC is running documentaries which are anti-India. The court had a very pithy comment to make that the country does not get affected by one documentary, and the court has very clearly dismissed this petition, said that it is completely misconceived.
Quickly, before we go on to other news, what does this mean? Any clarity yet whether this docu-series will be available now countrywide, or the government restriction on the digital platform remains?
Well, see, that is exactly the point I'm trying to make. There is no order from the Supreme Court regarding the documentary as such, because this petition itself had, instead of asking for a ban on the documentary, sought an investigation into the documentary and a ban on the BBC, which is why today's order has nothing to do with the release or restriction on the documentary itself.
That's interesting. So the plea has been dismissed, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the restriction by the government that's been there on the BBC docu-series is going anywhere. Anisha Mathur with the latest on that. Anisha, thank you very much.